This is episode number 47 of my Topaz Studio 2 Creative Toolbox series. We're going to turn this elephant into this elephant digital art. Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome to the Joy of Editing. Well, today I thought I would get creative again. This time I want to use Topaz Studio 2, my creative toolbox. And I like this picture of this elephant, which I will link in the description below so you can follow along with me. I'm going to work out of Topaz Studio 2, and I'll be launching it as a Photoshop plugin. And I will be using two filters in there, the Abstraction Filter for the background and Impression Painterly filter for the elephant. So I'm going to combine two different filters, something a little bit different, easy and quick, but it turns out really nice, I think. But let's get started. I'm going to start off by duplicating the background layer. That's Command or Control J, and let's just go ahead and launch Topaz Studio 2. As I said, I'll be using two filters. Let's come up here to Add Filter. The first filter is one of my favorite filters, and that is the Abstraction Filter. Now, the Abstraction Filter has been around with Topaz for a long time. Back when they were originally starting out as a company, and I think its original name was called the Buzz Filter. And I'm not going to do too much here. I'm just going to take this simplify size and start to pull it up. And when I do, notice how we get a really beautiful background. Now, when I was experimenting with this image, I thought, I love this background. Even the elephant looks pretty cool, but I thought, what if I give it a different twist and add a different type of a filter to the elephant? And I thought the impression filter would be good for that. So let me just play a little bit more. And I'm thinking right around here at a 26 looks pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do is add a layer mask to this. And let's get a brush tool. And let's set our transparency to black, because right now it's revealing the entire effect through. So I want to take it off the elephant. So I'm going to leave the edge wear turned on, and I'm going to be pretty fast here and loose. I'm not worrying too much. The edge protection is really nice on this masking brush. So there's that. Now I'll make my brush a little bit smaller. You can use your left and right bracket keys, by the way, to make your brush smaller and larger. I'm going to paint over these husks. And let's get these back legs in here. And we'll just get this effect off of here. And we'll apply the painterly effect just to this section. And we'll do that through layer masking as well. Oh, look, I missed this front leg. I got to get it too. Sometimes I go too fast. Okay, there we go. Now I got it. Now we can go ahead here and click on Abstraction. That gets rid of the layer mask. And now we're going to go ahead and add another filter. Oh, and by the way, let's left click. If you just left click with your mouse anywhere, either on the image or off to the side of the image, you can see there's the before and there's the after. But doesn't that Abstraction Filter do a beautiful job? Just, removing some of the detail, and it gives you a really nice, kind of painterly artistic result, and I love it. And I love this light coming in behind the elephant. I think that really adds a nice effect. And now it's time for the Impression Filter. So let's go ahead and click Add Filter and open up the Impression Filter. And we'll play around. Now, don't worry about the background. The elephant is all we are concerned with here. So let's try to find a brush that kind of works with this elephant here. That one's not bad. That one's not bad either. Let's try Typo 4. No, I don't like it. Don't like that one. Not so pleased with that one as well. That one's not bad. But I think I like Typo 3. Yeah, I like Typo 3. It's pretty cool. I think I'm going to go with that one. And now what I'm going to do is, and again, this background doesn't look good, but I only want this effect on the elephant. So let's play around a little bit with the brush size here. Let's try high. High is going to give us a lot more detail in the elephant. It won't be quite as abstract. If you don't want to see these white areas showing through the canvas, let me show you what to do. Let's go ahead down to Texture. And I always show this in my videos. If you don't want any of these white areas showing through, you can just click Original and those will go away. And I think that looks really good. And I don't know if we need to do too much here, but I like high. I think high looks pretty good. I want some detail in the elephant, but I still want it to have that painterly quality. We can work with the brush size here. If we drag this to the right, the brush strokes will get larger. Drag it to the left, the strokes will get smaller. But I think right around where it was at 50 is good. Now the paint opacity lets the paint show up more, so I'm going to give it a little bit more paint opacity. Not a whole lot, but just a tiny wee bit more. In terms of the stroke lengths and everything, I think everything is really good. I'm not going to mess around with this too much. I'm going to come right up here now and click on the layer mask. And what I want to do here is invert the layer mask so it takes it off of everything. So come to the three dots here and click invert. And now we're going to grab a brush tool. Instead of using black, we can take this transparency slider and drag it the whole way over to the right. And then it turns solid white. And now we could go ahead. I could have copied this mask and drug it up onto here and inverted it, but not a big deal really. It's so easy to paint this in, so I'm just going to paint it in. And just to show you how easy it is to paint with that edgeware technology. Now I have the edgeware technology on. I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller here. Whoops, I'm adjusting the transparency. If you adjust the transparency and you hit the left or right bracket key, it's going to start to make, when you use the left or right bracket key, it's going to make that go down instead of the brush. So I have to actually draw the brush down myself here. I don't know if it's supposed to do that. I don't know if that's a bug, but that is what it does. So this time I'm not going to forget the leg. And let's get these back here. Okay. And again, we have that edgeware technology turned on. And I think I've got it, by George. Let me see, did I get this over here? No, I didn't. I missed that little area here. There's three little white dots here. We'll take care of that in Photoshop. There's healing in here you could do, but I'm going to just save that for Photoshop because it's really quick. But I like it. Let's go ahead and click on the impression layer. Here's the before and here's the after. So just like that, it looks really good and I'm happy with it. I'm going to do one more thing to it in Photoshop. Let's go ahead and click accept and that'll send us right back into Photoshop. The first thing I want to do is get rid of these three little dots here. I'm just going to type J to get my healing tool up here, spot healing, and I'm just going to paint right on this. I don't care because I just want to get rid of these and that gets rid of them quickly and easily. Now I'm going to use an action in the TK8 combo / CX panel. This is called the combo panel. There's another panel. It's shaped differently. It's called the CX panel. I'm going to open up the actions. There's an action in here called paint contrast. Now you don't need this action to do this and I'll tell you what to do. But basically it sets you up for 50% gray. I'm just going to click OK. Basically what happens here is we have a blank pixel layer. So you can create a blank pixel layer and set it to the hard mix blend mode. That's the secret here is the hard mix blend mode. But then you want to set your fill to 15%. Now the action does that all for you. When you're painting with 50% gray, what's going to happen is areas lighter than 50% gray will get lighter and areas darker than 50% gray will get darker. And that's what we mean by painting with contrast. Now you can also paint with white paint, which will only affect the highlights of the image, make them lighter, and if you paint with black paint, you're only going to be affecting the shadow parts of the image. In my case, I want to affect just the shadow parts of the image. I'm not really painting contrast, or I don't want overall contrast. I just want to darken up the darker areas of contrast. So I'm going to get a black paintbrush, and with about 20% opacity, I'm just going to paint myself a little bit of a vignette. Now it's going to stay away from the light areas, okay? So I can paint over here and it will miss all the light areas and only paint dark areas. So that's pretty cool, right? So that's helping me out. And so here is the before and here is the after. And it just, brings our attention into the elephant. And I love the light behind the elephant. I think that looks really cool. But that's it. Now, we started out looking like this, and we end up looking like this. Well, there it is, everyone. I hope you give this a try. This was really simple and easy to do, but I think it comes out really great. And I hope you give it a try. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Hey, if you enjoyed the tutorial today, please give it a like and share it with your friends. If you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. Click that bell notification icon. Then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified about it. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. I'll see you all right here next time. But until then, happy editing.